I'm Samyo Hangma Rai, your English instructor, and today we're going to deal with Unit 10, Home Life and Family Relationship, titled The Tattered Blanket. So let's begin.
Unit 10, Home Life and Family Relationship. What can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family by Mother Teresa. The Tattered Blanket. Before you read, look at these pictures and discuss the questions with your friends. Question A. What is happening in the first picture? What does it indicate? So, as we can clearly see in the first picture, it is an old woman and she has clearly aged. Number B. What do you think is the elderly woman in the second picture doing? Does she look happy? Why or why not? So in the second picture, we can see an old woman carrying firewood and a child. And of course, no, she does not look happy because even in an old age, she is responsible for a child as well as other household tasks. In an age when they themselves are fragile and when they should be resting, when they have to work, it oftentimes makes them unhappy. Now, read the following story. When he arrived unexpectedly at his home in the countryside in his office jeep and got down at the gate, his mother, who was lying in an armchair on the veranda, made a futile attempt to get up. Kamalam, there is somebody at the gate, she said. Somebody in a car. Kamalam, her eldest daughter, a widow, who was sitting huddled up on the thinna on the veranda, her head and ears covered with a thin bath towel, got up reluctantly, walked slowly to the gate, and screwing up her eyes, peered into the darkness. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man walking in through the gate. "Oh, Gopi," she said in her grating voice. "Why this sudden unexpected visit?" "Kamalam, who is it?" her mother asked loudly from the veranda. "Gopi," the man said, "there was a meeting in Thiruvananthapuram. I just dropped in on my way back." "Who?" "Kamalam, who is it?" There was a note of alarm in Amma's voice. "Amma, why are you so scared?" Kamalam, Gopi's eldest sister, asked her a little awkwardly, as if you are seeing Gopi for the first time. "Amma, it's me, Gopi," he said. He bent down and brought his face close to her wrinkled cheeks. "Amma, it's me, Gopi." "Kamalam, I can't believe it. Has his school closed for the vacation?" "Amma is often like these days. She doesn't recognize anybody," Gopi's sister explained. "But sometimes her memory is quite sharp. Then she asks me if you have sent any letter. I tell her everything is fine with you, Vimala, and the kids. What is the point of telling her that you haven't written for a year? Poor thing. I wouldn't dream of making her unhappy. I got a promotion last year. After that, I'm always on my toes, and there are tours quite often. I don't get any time to write letters. Why don't you ask Vimala to write, or doesn't she get any time either?" "What are you mumbling over there?" Amma said loudly. "I heard somebody coming in a car. Who is it?" "I told you, it's Gopi." "But Gopi is in Delhi, isn't he?" "Yes, Amma, it's me. I've come from Delhi." "Who did Gopi marry?" Amma said, suddenly lowering her voice. "I mean, what's his wife's name?" "Don't say you've forgotten her name too. Don't you remember Vimala, District Collector's Nambiyar's eldest daughter?" Gopi's sister said. "Oh, I forgot the name. Was there a letter from Gopi today?" "There was. He writes every day. I'm terribly upset if I don't get a letter from him every day. He knows it. That's why he writes every day. Look at the way she talks." Gopi's sister turned to him. "Just as I told you, you know nothing about what's going on here, do you?" "Who is that?" Amma said again. "Who is that in a car?" "It's me," Gopi said. "I had to come to Thiruvananthapuram. I thought I should drop in to see you, Amma." "Who is her, Amma? What is her name? Where does she live? Is it far from here?" "No, it is quite near. I don't know how I can bring back her memory," Gopi's sister said to him exasperatedly. Gopi placed his briefcase on the thinna. He opened it and pulled out the contents. Clothes, files, a shaving set. "Do you know my son, Gopi?" Amma asked him. "He is in Delhi, a government officer. He has well settled. He draws a salary of 2,500 rupees. Do you know him?" "Yes, I know him." "Tell him to send me a blanket. There is a cold mist in the mornings. If I catch a cold, it doesn't leave me for a long time. Tell him to send a blanket, won't you? A red one. I had a blanket, the one he bought for me when he was studying in Madras. It is all tattered now, just a ball of knotted yarn. Tell him to send me a red blanket, will you?" "I'll tell him," he nodded. "Please don't forget to tell him. The mist is not good for me. me. I think I'll stretch myself out for a bit. I have been sitting too long in the armchair. I have a pain in the neck. Gopi's sister put Amma to bed and came back to the veranda. You didn't come to see Amma, did you? Delhi is too expensive. You know I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make ends meet with my salary, and one has to keep up one's status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. You'll sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that. Don't say that. I'll come when I get time. Your time. We saw the irritation on his sister's face. It took you more than 5 years to find time to come here. Amma is 83 now. I don't think she will pull on much longer. It took you so long to visit her after the last time. But Amma can't remember who I am, he said, smiling feebly. But do you remember your Amma? By Kamala Das, translated from Malayalam by K.M. Sheriff. To summarize The Tattered Blanket, it is a story of a son named Gopi, daughter named Kamala, and their mother. The mother, who is old, has also lost her memory, so she oftentimes repeats the same thing over and over again. So her son, Gopi, has now come to visit her almost after 5 years. The mother, she always talks about her son. She is son-centric, meaning she is always focused regarding her son. She's always talking about him and she's always asking about him, regardless of the fact that she has lost her memory. Her perspective about her son is completely different. The reality is not what it seems. In the old woman's mind, her son Gopi has written letters to her every day, but in reality, he has not written a letter in a long time, neither his wife. And he has come to visit them after 5 long years. And he did not come home because he missed his mother or just the fact that he wanted to see her. He has come there with a specific agenda, more likely a selfish one. He has come to ask to take his rightful property and sell it because he lives in Delhi with his wife and 4 children and that salary was not quite enough for them. So he had come back to ask for his property, sell it, and then live a life in Delhi away from his mother. Kamalam, his sister, questions him. If we give you the land, you will never return because it has taken you 5 years to return. So Gopi says that he would come whenever he has the time. But the reason why Gopi says that he has not come to visit is because his mother, Amma, doesn't remember him. But Kamalam questions his morals instead. Yes, Amma doesn't remember him properly, neither Kamalam nor other people. But he is a young and healthy person who should and can remember his Amma. He only thought of his Amma when it came to getting his property. Homework. Number 1. Why is the story named The Tattered Blanket? So you should be able to explain why the title of Tattered Blanket has been specifically given to the story. Number 2. What does the story tell us about reality? Oftentimes, it is said that stories are what depicts reality. So even in this fictional story, what do you think is the reality that it is trying to make us aware about? Number 3. Is it right for parents to expect to be taken care of by the children when they get old? Now this answer has either yes or no option. So for some, you can either opt to say that yes, it is right for the parents to expect to be taken care of. But for some, you might say that no, it is not right for the parents to expect to be taken care of. So you have to write your own personal opinions, whether you think it is right for them or whether it is not right for them to be expected to be taken care of by their children when they get old. If you have any queries, feel free to email us at learning@diowalk.edu.np. Thank you very much.